Hey there, it's Bootzone here. Another electric shower video. It's not going to be a teardown, it's just something interesting that I found in this one. Don't know what that is. This is an electric shower that has no name on it. I just found it the way it is. It was some kind of... I didn't think it was a very common name of a model of one that I'd seen. So I don't even know what that's not very helpful to you. So we don't know what kind of one it is, but I was going to take it apart and I noticed something interesting about it. Well, there's a lot going on here, so let's zoom out and see what's going on. Water comes in down the bottom, in here. No, wrong. It says outlet there. Ah, okay. Inlet, up here. Water comes in up here, and there's an electric solenoid valve up here. It goes down through this piece of brass pipe that you can see in there, to here, where there's a little motor with a gearbox that regulates the flow. It goes into the heater, comes out of the heater. Over here we've got some pretty beefy cables, brown, red, white and blue, coming from over here. Now this is the bit that I found interesting. You've got little transistors there, and a bigger transistor. So BTA 12600C, they're like the things that power washing machine motors, 3 of them. And a BTA 26600B, this big one. Yeah, so 4 transistors. I don't know why that one's so big, but it is. And they're mounted onto a piece of brass or cast bronze, presumably it's brass, tubing, or a manifold of some description. And that's the heatsink. So the cold water coming in is the heatsink for these transistors, which I presume get pretty hot because they're switching on the mains, which will be up around, well, 7-8 kilowatts, maybe not per switch. It's probably 2.5, or yeah, what would it be, 2.5, 3 kilowatts per switch max, something like that, going up to the elements up here. That's really all I have to say about this. It's got a circuit board here and a circuit board here. This circuit board's a power switching circuit board, presumably, based on the feed coming from this cable here. And there was a cover on it that I didn't take from the scrap, which was foolish, but it basically had a touch interaction with a temperature readout on it. Presumably the temperature readout comes from here, the red cables, because there'd be a little temperature probe in there. But I thought that was quite amazing that you'd have, I thought it was quite clever and quite amazing that you'd have the transistors mounted to the cold water inlet. So there, I'm going to take it apart, and if there's anything interesting I'll show you now. Interesting here that live is red and neutral is blue. Modern etiquette dictates that neutral is blue, but old etiquette dictates live being red, which is not something you'd typically see. I'm just going to cut it because I don't want to keep it. I'm not keeping it for anything. That cable there looks a little bit cooked. Looks like a neutral. There's your earth. Although there's a couple of blues there, so I don't know which one's live and which one's neutral. And then looks like a temperature probe in there, and the brass for inlet temperature, and some kind of a little flow meter in there. You see a little helix. I wonder if I can't agitate that. I wonder if no, sucking on it doesn't seem to do anything. Oh, the screws come out. Let's disconnect these while we're here. So those transistors may be good for other projects. Of course, they could also be broken. You've got some heat transfer compound there. I wonder, is that brass or bronze? I don't know how to test these things. There's the temperature probe held in with an O-ring. I presume there's an O-ring on here as well. Oh, that's tight. There's an O-ring in there. And another O-ring for good measure. There we go. Yeah, just the one O-ring. So that's a little unique piece of cast brass or bronze. Don't know which. As a heatsink on cold water. Cool. Solenoid, circuit board. Might keep that for projects as well. Wow, there's a lot of bits of different transfer paths. So there's a signal there, a speaker of some description, a little switch. Some useful things here for projects. I don't know why that... Well, I do. The transformer is tied on with a cable tie, so I don't know if it's soldered in as well. I presume it is. Is it a transformer? Can't see. Don't know. Presumably it is. Little switches there for doing something. 3 on-off switches in down there. And other connectors that aren't used on this board. Still haven't seen... Is there a name on there? Applied Energy Products. That doesn't tell me what brand the machine was. Yep. Little motor and gearbox in there. I don't know if that would be good for something, but I guess now that I've trimmed the cables right back, its options are limited. And right in here there should be copper elements, but they're pretty useless as copper goes because they're typically very well covered in solder and stuff, so they're pretty low grade, well, middling grade of copper. I don't know if that bolt going the whole way through. Let's find out. What is holding this on? I think this plastic thing is clipping it on here. Oh, there's another little screw in there. I don't think that's doing it though. No, too big. Can't see that this is doing it right. These things here look like they're off. Okay, I don't know what that little bolt going through does. Presumably though it's stainless steel. Let's pull it out. If it's going through water, it's probably stainless. It doesn't want to come out. Snips. There's most of the cables off. Now, So there's brass screws there and there. There's a little overheating thermocouple switch there. Wonder if we can pop this off somehow. Yeah, that's really easy. So I don't know what that bolt is for really there. I think it's just the threads are caught on this end because there's an O-ring over here. I can undo that by hand and I'll keep that for later. And this is the outlet pipe. If I wiggle it, it should come out. It's a bit of copper. Yeah, that looks like copper pipe. Sometimes they're stainless steel now. It's weird how some showers, some companies do one thing and others do another. That's just a piece of plastic. They used to be copper. This is all copper, but it's got element stuff inside it. So depends on your recycling place, your metal recycling place. They may pay you for it, they may not, or pay you good money. There's 4 elements in this one. So there's 2 little ones down the bottom and then 2 bigger ones up the top. I've not seen that before. Usually there's 2 elements. See if I bend it like that, you can see 4 different elements there. So that's new as well, but I guess that allows finer control. And there's a double O-ring seal there. There's one there, and there's another one. For some reason that one doesn't want to come off. Yeah, it's a bit glued on or something. So there. Water cooled solid state switching on an electric shower. Questions or comments, leave them below. If you know what model this is, write it down. I'll put that in the title or something as well. Or pin the comment. Thanks for watching. See you later.